Thank you for coming today. My name is Kera. Welcome to Yoga with Kera. Today's slow flow, not short flow, is going to be focused mostly on expansion within our bodies. So let's go ahead and start seated. And I'm going to cross my legs. You can sit however you'd like. If you want to start seated in a chair, that's fine. We'll do some leg stretching in a minute, so it may be better to be on the ground. If you want to bring some more space up for your hips, you can grab a block or a thick book or something. Just throw that underneath your hips. So just find a nice seated position. Let's go ahead and bring your hands onto your knees. Maybe wiggle around a little bit and find a really balanced seated position. We'll sit up nice and tall. Just take a nice deep breath in. Start to notice how you're breathing. Where do you feel the breath in your body? And can you expand that into some area of your body? Breathing in again, maybe breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And that would be an ocean breath. Breathing in and out. Make sure we stay seated tall. So we're finding expansion in the spine when you sit. And when you extend, breathe in. Then as we breathe out, use those core muscles to keep you up tall. Let's do one more breath in here, seated. And as we breathe in, let's reach the arms up. Big stretch up to the sky, and then just drop the elbows down to about 90 degrees. Let's spread the fingertips for eagle arms. Cactus arms. It's the opposite of eagle arms. And spreading the fingertips. And then exhale, let's drop the arms back down. Maybe wiggle the shoulders, starting to loosen up the muscles a little bit. And as we work on finding this expansion in the body, you want to make the space first, right? And we can do that with our breath, just by getting to know different parts of our body. Let's once again reach the arms up. And this time we will head into eagle arms. So as you exhale, we're going to bring the arms down, about shoulder height at first, and then in front of your body, cross the right arm over the left. And we'll bend the elbows, twist the arms around, bring the palms to meet if you can. You're welcome to just stay with the right arm extended, bending the elbow of the left arm. Just get a good stretch in that right shoulder. Or start to twist around a little bit, bring those palms together. Breathe in, extend the spine. And exhale, slowly unwind, release the arms. Let's just spread the arms nice and wide. Reach out to either side as if you were extending your wings. Big wide wingspan. And let's do the other side. Take a nice deep breath in and then exhale. Cross the left arm over the right this time. Bending the right elbow up. Welcome to stay here with the left arm extended. Or twist those arms around. Bring the palms to meet. Press the palms against each other. Breathe in. And exhale. Slowly unwind the arms. And once more, let's bring those arms out. Big, wide wingspan. Breathe in. Sit up tall, grounding through the bottom of your body. So like the glutes and the thighs, you're still engaged in those areas as we sit up. Let's do that a couple more times on each side, right? So we're going to breathe in. And exhale, cross the right arm over the left. Bend the left elbow. Extend the right arm, or fully twist, press the palms together. And if you want, you can drop the shoulders down, slowly lift the elbows, extend through your spine, look straight ahead, breathe in. And exhale slowly. We're going to unwind the arms. Reach out to either side, stretch the wings, breathe in. And then back in, crossing the left over the right arm. Bend the right elbow. And stay here, breathing nice and deep, or twist the arms, bring the palms together. And maybe lift the elbows slightly, breathe in. Crown of the head is going to reach towards the top of the room. And exhale, slowly unwinding the arms. One more time, do that big stretch side to side. And then let's drop the arms back into your lap. Rest the shoulders a bit after that big, nice stretch. Welcome to wiggle the shoulders around a little. Maybe rotate them forward and backwards. Or kind of like drop one and then the other. Just wiggle side to side. Trying to just loosen those muscles up a little bit. Get ready to make the space. All right, and then stay in your seated position here. If you want to extend the legs, if the crossing the legs is getting a little weird, that's fine. You can extend your legs out. You can switch the way you were crossing your legs. If you were crossing left over right, get that opposition. And we're going to go ahead and breathe in nice and deep. And reach the arms up and head into a seated twist. Reaching up on the inhale and twisting to the right on your exhale. So the arms are going to fall to the right side. The left back of the left hand is going to fall to the right knee. And your right fingertips come behind you. Breathe in, sit up tall, ground through those sit bones, ground through the thighs. Exhale, stay tall. One more, breathe in. Twist a little more as you exhale. And then slowly come back to center. Reach the hands up. Breathe in. Really stretch that spine, but make sure you keep the back of your neck extended so you're looking straight in front of you, not looking up. And on your next exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Right hand to the left thigh, left fingertips behind you. Let your gaze travel to the left side of the room. Breathe in, sit up tall. Engage the thighs, lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale and twist. One more breath in. And then exhale, twist, and slowly just unwind. Release your arms into your lap. And come back to your breath a little. Sit up nice and tall. Even when we're seated, right, we want to have that awareness in how we're sitting. So if you're crossing your legs, you want to be pressing the sit bones and your hips down into the earth so that you're lifting up off the hips. And let's just slowly bring the hands behind you. You can come up onto the fingertips or all the way down onto the palms. Just lean back onto your hands, breathe in, slowly lift your chin, open the chest. And exhale, just settling in here for a second, finding some space in the front of your chest between your shoulders. And exhaling into the low belly. Inhaling into the low belly, exhaling by tucking the ribs. Keeping that length in your spine a little, even though we're bending back. And let's walk the hands back up, sit up tall, push yourself up from the earth with those hip bones. Then extend the right leg. So you're just going to push that right leg out to the side. You can keep the left leg sort of bent in. Left heel against the inside of your right thigh. Just find that seat for a second. A one-legged extended stretch. And we're going to sort of flex this right foot so you're still keeping it engaged in the right leg rather than relaxing, maybe pointing the toes. Keep those feet flexed, in both feet actually. Sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath. You can reach the arms up to prepare here. And we're going to slowly fold over the right leg. Just leaning to the right side. You can grab a block if you have blocks or thick books. You're welcome to bring those to the sides of your hands to give you a little more height. To the sides of your right foot. Just leaning over that right leg wherever your hands fall. If you just end up leaning over a tiny bit and looking down at your knee, that's great. Just stay with your breath. Breathe in, flex those heels. Push that right heel outwards, left heel into the right thigh. Breathe into the belly. Exhale. Slowly walk the hands back up to your seat. Sit up tall, breathe in, and switch sides. Take your time here. No need to rush through the switching. Just kind of settling on your mat, bringing the right heel to the inside of the leg and extending that left foot. Find a comfortable spot with your sit bones and your hips if you need to wiggle around a little, get that balanced. And first we're going to sit up tall. Find that length in your spine that we always want to try to keep. Always want to allow the spine to be long. Breathe in, reach the hands up. And folding over the left leg. Nice big stretch in that left thigh. You might feel a stretch in your right side body too. Around your shoulder or your ribs. Just breathe into that space. Allow the muscles to settle as you breathe out. Relaxing those muscles, making space for the expansion in your body. Breathe in. And exhale. Slowly walk the hands back up, finding our seat again. And just for one quick second, let's extend both legs out to either side. You don't have to go super wide with this. We just want to get a little wide-legged seated fold, okay? So you can go to either side of your mat. Keep those legs and feet engaged, right? Again, sit up tall, wiggle around, find your balance. Breathe in, reach the hands up, extending the spine. And then we're going to slowly just fold forward. Again, you can bring a block in front of you to put your hands on, if that'll help you out to bring the ground a little closer to you. Or just bring the hands to the earth wherever they fall. And just let your body relax a little bit here. You might find a pull or feel a pull in those legs. Again, try to breathe into it. Support with the grounding in your sit bones, lifting off the hips, breathing into the belly. And still tucking those low ribs as we exhale. That'll help us extend the spine. Right, nice and slow, walk the hands back up. Sit up tall in your extended leg pose and take a nice deep breath in. Let's one more time bring the hands behind you like we did earlier and just do a quick little back bend. Open the chest. This is great for opening that space between your shoulders in front of your chest. The heart space. You want to breathe into the belly. Breathe into that space between your shoulders. Try and relax your shoulders if you can. So the hands are firm on the earth as you're breathing in. But the support is coming from your low ribs, low belly as we exhale. And then walk it back up, sit up tall. Go ahead and bring the legs together. You can bend them, maybe hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Loving compassion for the self. And then let's turn to one side of your mat. So whichever side you want to face is totally fine. We want to face the long edge and come onto the hands and knees for a tabletop pose. We're going to do some really nice balancing exercises here in this tabletop pose. Again, making the space, getting your body aligned, developing that awareness so that you can expand within the body. Just find your grounded feeling here in your tabletop, pressing the hands into the earth, maybe extending the toes, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, engaging the thighs. Breathe in. And we're going to do a balancing tabletop pose. So coming onto one hand and one knee. We're going to bring the left hand, really grounding through the left hand. You can kind of bring it a little closer to center if that helps. And then we're going to extend the left leg. So grounding through the left hand, extending the left leg. Just push that heel back towards the back of the mat. Lift up with the left hip. Square those hips. Stay balanced. Press the right foot into the earth. Breathe in and out. And reach the right hand forward. Balancing tabletop here if you'd like, as you just take a couple more deep inhales and exhales here. You can lift those left toes off the earth, pressing through the left hand, right top of the foot, engaging that right thigh. Breathe into the belly. And then slowly drop the foot back, bring the hands back to the earth. And we're going to just kind of switch sides nice and slowly. So bring the left knee back up. Switching out the left hand for the right. You can bring it a little closer to the midline if that helps your balance. Find what works best for you here. Slowly extending the right foot back towards the back of the mat. Pressing the top of the left foot into the mat. Breathe in. Nice firm hands on the ground. Breathe into your belly and then let that breath out lift your mid-body up. As you exhale, tuck the ribs. Reach the left hand forward. Breathe in. And nice and slowly lift that right toes off the earth. Stay with the breath. Press the left leg into the mat. Grounding through the right hand, but keeping the right shoulder down away from the ear. Breathe into the belly. Tuck the low ribs as you exhale. And then slowly bring it all back down. The hand comes back to the earth. Knees come back together. Take a nice breath in here. Extend the neck long, and then slowly let's come down onto your forearms. So you're actually going to keep the hips high but come onto the forearms into a puppy dog pose. And your forehead can come down to the mat here. You can curl the toes if that helps you out. Just pressing the palms and the forearms to the earth. It's a little bit like child's pose, but you're keeping the hips up high in the air here. Breathe into your belly, and then tuck your belly as you exhale. Lift the hips, lift with the thighs, relax the shoulders. And then nice and slow, let's come back up into a tabletop pose. And then we're going to do another of my favorites, thread the needle. It's a great twist for opening up the body. So we're going to ground again through the left hand to start. This time we can keep both knees on the earth. You can point the toes or curl the toes if that feels better for your knees. We're going to ground through the left hand. Breathe in, slowly draw your right hand up and across your chest. Reach up to the sky. Inhale as you take this nice big stretch. And then slowly exhale, bring the right arm back down through the left arm underneath, and we're twisting, dropping the right shoulder to the earth, keeping the hips high. Left hand stays on the mat. And this would be your thread the needle pose. Breathe into the belly. Always lifting with the rib cage. And let's slowly push up off the earth. Drag that right hand back up to plant it again on the mat, just underneath the right shoulder. Deep breath in here, grounding, find your balance a little bit. And then we'll switch sides, grounding through the right hand on the mat, slowly drawing the left hand up and across the chest, breathing in. Reaching the fingertips to the sky as you inhale into that space in your ribs. And then slowly bring that hand back down underneath the arm. Shoulder drops to the earth. Lift with the hips. Just let that right hand hang out on the mat. Breathe in. Lifting with the ribs as you exhale. And slowly pressing up off the earth. Back into your tabletop. And again, let's just find a little bit of balance here. Press the hands into the earth. Breathe in. And then tuck the ribs as you exhale to bring that nice neutral feeling to your spine. Extend the toes, drop the hips back. Head into a child's pose, this time full on child's pose. So you can bring the hips back onto the heels. Extend the arms, drop the head to the mat. And just take a nice couple of deep breaths here in your child's pose. It's a good time to rebalance your breathing. All right, awesome. And moving up off the ground a bit, we're going to come from this child's pose back into your tabletop and then into a plank. So planting the hands onto the mat, extending one leg and then the other, nice and slow. And really finding that strength in your core here as we head into plank pose. We're just transitioning from here down and then back up into some standing poses. Let's take a deep breath in, lift with the hips and the ribs to keep your spine neutral. Exhale, slowly drop it to the earth. And press up with the hands, lift the chest and shoulders just an inch or two off the earth. Looking at the ground just directly in front of you. And then flip the toes, lift up off the earth, and send your hips up into the air for downward dog. And as we just find our center here in this pose for a second, expanding in the hips a bit, pressing the hands into the earth, releasing in the shoulders as much as possible. Breathe into your belly. Let's take the right foot up into the air, nice and slow. Press it up against, as if you were pressing against the wall behind you. And then exhale, slowly bring the knee forward and all the way through towards your knee. And finally, we're going to plant that right foot in between your hands. Keep the left leg extended. You can come up onto the fingertips to really engage your thighs. Breathe and take that core strength here. Finding your core strength, engaging your thighs, breathing into the ribs and tucking the whole rib, abdomen area as you exhale. And then we're going to slowly drop the left knee to the earth. Keep that right foot planted. And send the hips back into half splits. Go ahead and flex that right foot. So you're pressing that heel forward toward the front of the mat. You can come up onto the fingertips here. If you have blocks, you can bring the ground a little closer to you by bringing the blocks under your hands if you need. Try and drop that right hip so you keep your weight centered in the hips. Big breath here. And then come back through, bend the right knee. Keep the left knee planted as well, and then we're going to lift up with the hands into a low crescent lunge. So on the left knee, right foot, reaching the hands up. Drop that right hip down so that we're not twisting forward. And then slowly bringing the hands back down to the earth as you exhale. Beautiful. All right. And then we're going to come lift up with that left leg once again, lifting the left knee off the earth. Hands are on the earth. Right foot is planted. Kind of back in that runner stretch. Bring the left foot a little closer to you, to your right foot. We're going to lift up into a crescent lunge, keeping both feet planted, lifting the hands off the earth. Strong legs as we lift all the way up. Breathe in. Reach the hands up. To the front, the right knee will still be bent. Left leg is extended somewhat, but still a bit of a bend in that left knee. Breathe into your belly. Rotate the hips towards the front of the mat. And then slowly open up to the left side, heading into a warrior two pose here. Keep the arms out, extended to either side of you. And then nice strong legs, bend in the right knee. Breathe in, flip the front palm open towards the sky. Reach up and over your head. Send it back into reverse warrior. You can straighten that right knee a bit. But always keep a soft bend in the knees, remember. That will help to engage your thighs as well. Big inhale into the right side of the body. And then slowly come back forward. Flip it onto the other side, flipping the back palm up toward the sky. And going into an extended side angle pose, right arm to the right thigh. Reaching all the way up and over with the left hand. Strong feet, strong legs here. Breathe into the belly, into the side body. And then coming back up to warrior two. Nice big breath, looking forward towards the front of your mat, towards your front fingertips. Breathe in. Drop the hands and rotate it a little bit forward back into either a crescent lunge or a warrior one. Warrior one is a 45-degree angle in the back foot. Front foot points towards the front of your mat. Breathe in. Reach the hands up here. And then we're going to drop the hands behind your back. Bring the palms to meet, interlace the fingers. And slowly leaning forward, extend the spine, lean forward over the front leg. Humble warrior pose here. Breathing in. We're going to go ahead and turn that back foot to point the toes forward at this point, probably, just to make it easier on the tendons in the left leg. And if you'd like, you can breathe in and reach the knuckles up towards the sky, stretch the shoulders and the back of the top of the spine a bit. And as we exhale, go ahead and drop the hands, release your grip, and bring your hands down to the earth. You can go ahead and release with your upper body as well, and you'll find yourself in a pyramid pose. And if we have blocks, you can bring those to the front of your right foot. If you have 2 of them, that would be great, but 1 would work as well. Getting a nice stretch in this pyramid pose, and if you'd like, you can head into, just an option here, absolutely not necessary, you can head into a standing splits, lifting the back leg up off the earth, planting the right foot, strong in the right foot. And then slowly, if we did that, bring that foot back down into your pyramid pose. Breathe in. And we're going to just bring the left foot forward to meet the right foot, so we find our way into a forward fold pose here. And drop the hands to the earth. Again, if you have your blocks, that can help out a little bit with just resting your hands a little higher, maybe helping you release in the shoulders. Lift with the hips, breathe into the belly. Slowly, we're going to lift up halfway. Extend your spine. Extend the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Breathe in. And then sink it back down into your forward fold. Lift up with the hands as we inhale and drop the hips back. Sinking down into a chair pose, lifting with the hands up towards the sky. And then finally drop the arms, push all the way up, standing into a mountain pose. And in your mountain pose, you can go ahead and let the hands face towards the front of the room. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears, breathe in. And we're going to go ahead and find our way into that sequence on the other side by stepping the right foot back, keeping the left foot in front of you. Breathe in, bend the left knee. And we're just going to drop it all the way forward over that left foot. Plant the hands. And start to walk the right foot back nice and slow until we find our way in a runner stretch. Up on the fingertips or up on your blocks. If you want to plant the hands on the blocks, that's a great move too. Extending through your spine, breathing into the low ribs. Finding some expansion in your hips, in the middle of your body. Breathe. And exhale, drop the back knee. Extend the back toes, lift up with the hands, low crescent lunge, strong legs here, engaging the thighs, squeeze your thighs into your midline, and that can help with really balancing you out here. Breathe into this pose, nice and strong, finding your balance, and then exhale, drop the hands back down either to the earth or to your blocks. And we're just going to send the hips back into that half splits pose. And again, you'll engage your left foot, so kind of pressing that left heel towards the front of the mat. Up on the fingertips, breathing into the belly, pressing the back foot into the earth. Drop the left hip if you can. That might help level your hips out a bit. And take a nice big breath. Exhale and come back forward onto that front foot. Bend the left knee. And this time on the fingertips or on your blocks, lift the right knee off the earth. Press the right foot into the back of the mat. And we're going to find our way up into those standing poses from here by just simply bringing that right foot a bit closer to the left, coming into a high crescent lunge or a warrior pose. So we'll still keep a bend in the left knee. Both toes point towards the front of the mat. Reach the hands up. And again, if you want to be in a warrior pose, you can kind of warrior one, 45-degree angle with the back leg, but still reaching up with the hands, hips towards the front of the mat. Or crescent lunge, almost exactly the same. We just turn both toes towards the front of the mat, and you can be lifted off the back heel a bit. So in our crescent lunge or warrior one, breathe in, take a nice big inhale. And then we'll exhale and turn open to the side. Right side this time. Extending the fingertips to either side. Right toes point towards the long edge of your mat. Flip the front palm up and open towards the sky, and then we're going to reach up and over your head. Expanding into the left side of the body, breathing in. Straightening in the front leg a bit. Reverse warrior, drop that right arm to the back of the right leg. Another breath in here, and then exhale slowly. And come back through warrior two. Flip the right palm, back palm up towards the sky. Reaching up and over, stretching and expanding into the right side body now. Left arm meets the left leg. All the way up and over with the right fingertips. Breathe. Exhale. And come back up into our warrior two. We're going to once again rotate forward towards the front of your mat, finding your way into either crescent lunge or warrior one. I'm going to take crescent lunge, high crescent lunge. We'll breathe, reach the hands up. And then exhale, let the arms come down behind your back. Bring the palms to meet. Cross the fingers, drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Try and square your hips towards the front of the mat. Stay with your breath. And then lifting up off the hips with the upper body. Inhale and then slowly lean forward, exhale. Tuck those ribs as we exhale to keep the spine long, heading into a humble warrior pose. And if you'd like, again, you can reach your knuckles up towards the sky. You're welcome to just keep them resting on the lower back, reaching up towards the sky. Nice stretch for the shoulders. One more deep breath in here. And slowly release the hands with control. Unwind those knuckles, drop the hands to the earth. Let the fingertips come to the mat or to your blocks. We end up in a pyramid pose. And again, you can hang out in pyramid pose, letting your head drop, your neck drop, relaxing the back of your neck, or you're welcome to lean your weight onto that left leg and slowly lift the right foot up into the air for a standing splits. There's no need to get your legs super high or the toes pointing up to the sky, just lifting that back leg up off the mat, even a couple inches. Great, great work. Breathe into the belly here. And then with control, come back into that pyramid pose if you were lifted up. And then all together, breathe into the belly. Bring the feet back together. Meet in a forward fold pose. Dropping the hands to the earth or to your blocks. Or just letting the hands hang out in midair. Whatever helps you. You just want to expand that space between your shoulder by allowing those muscles to completely relax and release. Breathing into the belly and then exhaling, keeping the hips lifted. We're going to halfway lift up with the upper body, extend the spine. And then slowly lower back to the earth. Exhale. And then inhale. Lift with the palms, bend the knees, drop the hips back into chair pose, reaching the hands up to the sky, keeping the spine relatively neutral here. Big breath in and then slowly exhale, drop it back forward into forward fold. And then halfway lift, bringing the hands up the legs, breathing in, extending the crown of your head towards the front of the room. And then dropping it back down into one more big forward fold here. And then we're going to go ahead and just plant the hands, bring the fingertips to the earth to start, and then bend the knees, walk the feet back until we find our way into a downward dog with the hips high, the hands planted. Breathe in here, lifting with the hips, tucking the ribs. And then just nice and slowly bring the knees to the earth. Just take your time with that till we find our way back into a nice tabletop pose. And in our tabletop pose, we can take a couple of cat-cows, just breathing in as you drop the belly. And then exhaling and tucking the ribs, tucking the belly. You can really let gravity help you breathe here when you drop the belly and inhale. Keep the hands firm on the earth. And then tuck the ribs, exhale, arch the back. One more time through that, breathe in. And exhale, arch the back. Beautiful. Right, and then go ahead and walk your hands back. Let the hips come up onto the back, the tops of the feet, tops of the heels, rather. And then go ahead and sit in just a nice little kneeling position. We're going to get a kneeling back bend here. Just bring the fingertips behind you onto the mat. Breathe in. And exhale, maybe start to drop your hands all the way to the mat behind you, opening through the chest. Inhale and exhale. And then come back up, walk the hands. And swing the knees to one side. We'll find our way into a seated position so that we can come all the way down into our final sequences on your back. So just find your way into a comfortable seat here. We'll check the time. Awesome. Perfect timing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and find your way to a good seat here. You can go ahead and extend your legs in front of you, or you can keep the feet planted, whatever makes you feel strongest about finding your way into a lying down pose. So maybe reach the hands in front of you and lower, sort of a boat pose if you want to lift the feet off the earth and lower through boat. You're welcome to just walk the hands back, find your way to the earth, whatever way you choose. And the hips are on the earth, the knees are still high, feet are on the earth. Let your hands come down to either side of you, palms on the mat, extending the fingers, really releasing the shoulders here in this constructive rest pose. And we're going to take a couple of bridge poses. Bring that expansion into your hips. Hopefully you're feeling nice and strong and wide in your chest and shoulders with that awareness and space that you've built. Now we're going to press the hands into the earth. Take a deep breath into the belly. Exhale and slowly As we take our next inhale, lift the hips up off the earth, press into the earth with the feet and the hands. Inhaling. And exhaling, strong core muscles, lifting with the hips. And then exhale, drop the hips back to the earth. We're going to do that 2 more times. So taking a big inhale, breathing in, lifting. Finding a lot of space in your hips by just lifting with the hips towards the sky, dropping the shoulders onto the mat completely. And then exhale, drop your hips back to the earth. And 1 more time. Breathe in, lift up. Press those hips up towards the sky. Strong thighs, strong feet. Hands are stabilizing. Inhale. And exhale, slowly drop it back to the earth. And exhale. And then just go ahead and bring your hands to either side of your body. Open your palms towards the sky. And you're welcome to keep your knees high in constructive rest pose. Or if you'd like to extend your legs out to both legs nice and long to a full Shavasana with the hands up towards the sky, that's fine. You could have a pillow or a bolster beneath your knees to keep your knees high. I like to hang out in constructive rest pose because it allows my sacral spine to stay nice and tight on the mat. Pressing down to the mat rather than arching up with my tailbone or creating that little arch in my back. You can let your knees fall together in constructive rest. Just breathe in. And finding our way to whatever final resting pose you choose out of those few options. We've got regular Shavasana, bolster, blanket, pillow beneath the knees. Staying up high in constructive rest pose. Just make sure your hands are below heart level. You're letting that blood flow out, all that good energy you've built in your body. Just flowing in with your breath and out with your breath. Imagine that you could send your breath into your body wherever it needed a little bit of compassion. As if your breath was hugging your body from the inside. We'll take another breath in here. And then we're going to take a few minutes in this final pose of silence. To let that practice sink in. Just stay with your breath. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back. Beautiful. Go ahead and feel free to stay lying down, keep your eyes closed, stay relaxed as long as you like. Or if you'd like to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring your awareness back into your body a bit. Notice the space that you have created today by applying that awareness and that compassion to your own self, your own vessel, your body. It's a beautiful thing. The things we can accomplish just by paying attention, listening to your body, and becoming aware of what it means when your body says a certain thing. So to close out today, I'd like to just do a couple minutes of sort of just singing nice long notes, chanting, and then ending with an Om. And I think one of the best things for creating space in the body, we did a lot of work on opening the heart space, opening the chest today. And the seed sound that's used often for the chest is Ma. So we'll sing that today. If you want to join in, you're welcome to sing along a little bit or just remain on your mat listening and tuning in with your body, letting the sound do the work. Maybe just taking a deep breath in. You can sing whatever note you want. It doesn't have to be this one that I sing. Starting on a nice long note. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you can carry this beautiful space, awareness, and expansion, compassion with you throughout your day. And thank you again for spending the time on your body. Have a beautiful day.